Myntri rangba ke Jylla Conrad ke Samla habakren shikela pathai Khubor ha ka arpu pratarik ujliu arjar arpu saw ulai tu bahi kini ki khindiat sngi ulale chenong ba Delhi bani kendo ik Myntri ke Sorkar Kmie ki babat ikatanat beper na ke benta ki project ki ba ke Jylla Meghalaya ke don kam tungin ya sngap ya ke jingkren Myntri rangba ke Jylla ka bede bet ki project babon ha ke Jylla.
Thank you for coming to this press conference. As you're aware, in the last week, I had made a visit to Delhi, and I had met some of the honorable ministers in the government of India, and certain updates I would like to give to all of you. I had meeting with a large number of ministers, and this of course is the first phase, and I will go once again and meet the rest of the ministers, including the Honorable Prime Minister and the Defence and the Home Minister also. In the meeting that we had with the donor minister, I apprised him about the different projects that were pending with the ministry, and I'm very happy to inform that the Honorable Minister has given assurance that all the pending projects that are there, which are lying with the ministry, will be cleared at the earliest. At the same time, I had requested to him that the guidelines that are there in the ministry and donor are very, very complicated, and hence they need to be streamlined. And a normal project sometimes takes a year and a half, even to reach an approval stage. And hence easing of the guidelines would help in the overall process of the projects being approved and implemented. It would make it much faster. So I have requested and urged the Honorable Minister to review the guidelines, and accordingly the Honorable Minister has assured me that he is already examining the guidelines and they should be reviewed very soon. I also had the opportunity to meet the Civil Aviation Minister, and we have requested the Civil Aviation Ministry to allow 2 shifts in the Khubor airport, because then that would allow flights to take off early, at the same time some evening and late night flights also to land. Since the facilities are there in Khubor airport for night landing, this would allow more planes and more flights to be connected, and the timings to be slightly more flexible. So the Honorable Minister has assured that he will look into this matter. I'm very hopeful that this should go through, and if this goes through, as I said, there'll be much more flexibility in the operations of the different airlines that is currently operating. At the same time, I apprised him about the projects of the heliports that were being proposed for Shillong and for Tura, and he has assured that he will expedite that. This is also at a very advanced stage of approval and for sanction, and this will ensure that a proper infrastructure is available for the landing and the parking of the different helicopter services that are running now, and also we hope to expand in the future. I also apprised him about the expansion of the runway at the Baljik airport, and also the possibility of starting the flights between Shillong and Tura, and the Honorable Minister has again assured of full support in both these aspects. In my meeting with the Honorable Minister of State for Rural Development, we have asked him and the ministry to streamline the processes of payments in the different projects that are there. Government of Meghalaya has been performing very well in terms of utilization of funds in terms of Rural Development Ministry. For example, last year itself we had almost about 150,000 PMAY houses that were constructed, which is amounting to almost 1,500 crores plus of funds that were given by Centre. At the same time, even for projects like the Manrega projects and the schemes, under those schemes also, Meghalaya has performed well in terms of the utilization that took place. But a lot of the funds and pending bills are stuck with the ministry, especially when it comes to the material component, and hence we have urged the Honorable Minister if he could look into that aspect, as it does affect the overall payment process as well as the implementation of future projects. We had a meeting with the Ministry of Skill, and we met the Honorable Minister for Skill and for Entrepreneurship, and we have discussed about the different programs that we are running in the state, and that we would wish to collaborate with the different programs of the central government's ministry in terms of skill, and how we could converge and work together. At the same time, also ensure that more projects that are state specific and more inclined towards the kind of skills required in Shillong and in the state of Meghalaya could be taken up. We had discussed on those aspects, and we also discussed about the opportunities that existed for our skilled manpower in different parts of the world, and I had shared with him the experience from Japan, and also shared with him that we expect many more nurses to go, as well as other skilled manpower to go to other parts of the world, and that we would require the support of the ministry in terms of different language training and other facilities which we may require from the ministry.